It's been a sad day in Sydney today as we bade farewell to the remarkable Carla Zampatti, who's been a friend of mine for 40 years. I'll have something to say about Carla later. But as Saturday nears for the service to bid farewell to Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh, the focus continues on the two people who seem unable to confront both truth and reality. Meghan Markle stays in California. The first report said the doctors wouldn't allow her to fly because of her pregnancy. Today we learn the baby isn't due until June, and she'll go on maternity leave in a matter of weeks. Leave from what? Then we learn in another report, leaked from the Markle camp, that this good and considerate Meghan didn't want the centre of attention to be taken away from the royal farewell to Prince Philip. Which is it? Or didn't she want the Queen to see Harry's son? Wouldn't that gesture have put a smile on the Queen's face? But that seems beyond the consideration of these two. Remember, in that 2-hour confessional with Oprah Winfrey, she said she was already married before the costly ceremony that was televised worldwide. Subsequently, the Archbishop of Canterbury categorically denied that. Then there was the business that a mysterious royal queried what colour the skin would be of Markle's children. Now, given that Prince Philip was the ultimate jokester, the allegedly regressive old guard not in step with the hip and modern California royals, Philip, for sure, must be the unnamed royal. So the gossip said. Thankfully, he didn't see the money-making fiasco that the interview turned out to be. But Meghan felt an outsider, or so she said, and whinged about it. Well, when it comes to being an outsider in the royal family, Philip knew more than Meghan ever would. Personal suffering? Meghan Markle isn't even in the race. Prince Philip was exiled from his birthplace at 18 months. His mother was sent to an asylum when he was 9. He was shipped to England without a father or a mother. He gave up his right to inherit the Greek throne in order to serve the woman he loved, Princess Elizabeth. He was Prince Philip of Greece and Denmark, linked to Queen Victoria. But his father was expelled from Greece, and the Mountbattens took Philip under their wing. Philip's father had abandoned him, a far cry from Meghan Markle, who abandoned her father and hasn't spoken to him. The father's not even seen his grandson. What daughter would do that? But she whines and complains. Prince Philip's own flesh and blood were forbidden from attending his wedding because his 3 sisters had been on the side of Germany during the war. Harry and Meghan weren't comfortable about the assertions of racism in the royal family, if indeed they existed, which I doubt. But Prince Philip was regularly called Phil the Greek. He didn't do a long TV interview complaining about it. As the BBC said last weekend, his childhood was stalked by exile, mental illness and death. Philip's sister died in a plane crash. Brendan O'Neill summed it up splendidly when he wrote, "Those who've embraced the woke fairy tale of Harry and Meghan versus the uncaring establishment personified by Philip, think again. Reality grates against your PC myth-making. Truth calls into question your self-satisfied moral narratives and thoughtless division of the world into the good woke and the bad old white establishment." But here's what's different about Philip and the generation he belonged to. He didn't wallow in his pain. He didn't make a public spectacle of his suffering. Rather, he got on with life, unquote. And that's the ultimate lesson Prince Philip teaches us all. The woke era has little to recommend it. Prince Philip was the embodiment of the old era. It seems his passing has given us a new awareness of its values, and that may be his ultimate legacy. Meghan and Harry have a lot to learn this weekend. Preferring royalties to the royal family doesn't wash with decent people.